Hello, people. I am Jaby Koay, joined by Tamara, Dhia, not camera Dhia.
Tamara, you know.
Not the star of Day and Nights. What is it called? Nights? Day and Nights, right? With Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz.
Which, is that
something about Tamara.
She was in The Mask. I love The Mask.
Something about The Mask. Something about Tamara.
Bad teacher.
That's a reference to something about
Mary.
Yeah. Too.
Something about Tamara would be a way more fun movie, in my opinion.
Something about Tamara. Charlie's Tamara.
Charlie's Tamara, I like it. Or Tamara's Angels.
Tamara's Angels.
You could be one of my angels.
There we go. I'm such a bitch. It would work out great.
I got a funny feeling. I got a funny feeling. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We're looking at GAURAV Kapoor, No Ball stand-up comedy, and we have subtitles thanks to Michael Reddy, always at the ready. Thank you, Michael Reddy, for making the subtitles for this. Really appreciate it. Tamara appreciates it.
Shout out, Michael.
Here we go.
Story, are you guys up for a small story? You guys might have seen it, some of you. It's a small story from my school. When I was in 8th standard, there was this kid in my class. And he had just one testicle. I know this is not funny. This is not funny. Funny part is, उसको लगता था पूरी दुनिया का एक ही हो. You know, it's like, sir, आपका क्या नाम? अंकित जी, आप कितने? जितने होते, हमें क्या पता कितने होते? हमने थोड़ा देखे हैं आपके? But let's assume, Ankit, you have 2. For common understanding, Ankit has 2 testicles.
It's like the Friends thing when Joey gets sized up.
कि हम सबके 3 हैं. तो आपकी दुनिया बिखर नहीं जाएगी अचानक से? आपकी छोड़ा इनकी दुनिया नहीं बिखर जाएगी अचानक से? नहीं? आप बाहर जाके गाना नहीं गाओगे? छन से जो खोए एक गोटा. तो we had no idea about this till 8th standard. क्योंकि स्कूल में ऐसे बात थोड़ा करते हैं. भाई तेरे कितने हैं? भाई तू कितने लाया आज? तो we had no idea about this. तो हमें तो कब जाके पता चला? Remember that first bio class? याद है वो first reproduction class? जिसमें बताते हैं बेटा ये दोनों डायग्राम मिलते हैं तो खूब मजा आता है. हाँ, ये दुनियादारी है असली चीज. ये हिस्ट्री सिविक्स ज्योग्राफी सब चूतिया बैठा जाड़ा. डायग्राम को साथ मिलाओ, जिंदगी का आनंद है बेटा. तो ना सेम क्लास में मेरे साथ में लड़का बैठा था, राहुल नाम था इसका, और वो देखे जा रहा है डायग्राम, और लड़के वाला डायग्राम देख रहा है और देखे जा रहा है. और उस टाइम मुझे नहीं पता होमोफोबिया गलत चीज है. उस टाइम तो हम सब होमोफोबिक थे यार. तो वो देखे जा रहा है डायग्राम. कह रहा भाई सुनिए जरा. मैं कहा मेरे से बदतमीजी नहीं, समझ गया? ये सब नहीं चलेगा. कह रहा भाई सुन तो. क्या भाई गलत बना दिया है? एनसीईआरटी ने गलत छाप दिया, रिप्रोडक्शन गलत छाप दिया. मैंने दिखा जरा. तो मैंने चेक करा.
They actually had a physical thing? I thought it was just in a book.
I thought it was a piece of paper too.
It likes you awkwardly bent.
कह रहा बे टांगे नहीं. दो किसके होते हैं?
Space.
मैं भाई ऐसे ही तो होते हैं. किसके? मैं कहा भाई मेरे तो 2 ही हैं. तो मुझे कहता हो. कहता भाई लगता है तुझे वाली प्रॉब्लम हो गई है. और भाई साहब उसने इतने कॉन्फिडेंस से बोला कि एक बार मैं खुद ही कांप गया. मैंने कहा कि मेरे तो दो नहीं है भाई, सिर्फ कोई नहीं, थोड़ा थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल तो लगता है यार कभी कभी। मैंने कहा कि मैं इतनी दुनिया का ऋतिक रोशन।
Oh, okay. I have to explain that joke to you later. He's got 2 thumbs on one hand.
उसको भगवान ने एक्स्ट्रा अंगूठा दे दिया। तो मैं तो फुल पैनिक में आ गया। मैं इतना पैनिक में हूं तो शरद बैठा था। मैं शरद भाई तेरे कितने हैं? शरद कह रहे भाई मेरे 43। मैं भाई क्या? मैं भाई गुच्छा ले घूम रहा है क्या? मैं तो भाई गोटे की अंगूर है। मैं भाई तो चुपा के खाएगा, तेरे खट्टे जा रहे हैं। तो मुझे कह रहा मेरे मार्क्स 43। मेरे मार्क्स मेरे 40 कितने हैं? क्या मार्क्स की बात हो रही है? तो उस दिन मैंने पूरी क्लास में चेक करा, मतलब ऐसे चेक नहीं करा, वर्बली चेक करा कि तुम्हारे कितने। अच्छा 2। अच्छा ओके, तुम्हारे कितने हो गए? 2। तुम्हारे 2। अच्छा गलती से लड़की से पूछ लिया, उन्होंने थप्पड़ हाथ हराम कर। तो उस दिन पूरी क्लास में चेक करा हमने, टोटल 47 वोट निकले। 47। Now here comes the logical ability question. तो बताओ क्लास में कितने लड़के थे?
Hey.
तो उस दिन जाके उसे पता चला कि दुनिया के 2 हैं। But the catch is, उस दिन हमें ही पता चल गया। इसका तो एक ही गोटा है रे। भाई साहब इतने हरामी बच्चे मेरे स्कूल में आग की तरह खबर फैला दी यार राहुल का एक ही गोटा। इतने सारे बच्चे भाग के भैया राहुल भैया दिखाओ, किधर राहुल भैया दिखा दो। सामने वाले स्कूल के बच्चे अपना स्कूल टॉप के हमारे स्कूल में आ रहे। अरे आज तो राहुल को लेके जाएंगे, उसके बिना नहीं जाएंगे। हमने कभी नहीं देखा यार भूत नजारा। मजाक नहीं, हमने राहुल की मुंह दिखाई तो उधर पे टिकट बेची है।
Space.
इतने बदतमीज बच्चे यार मेरे क्लास में। उसको अगले दिन वो दे दिया पेन लगी यूनिबॉल।
Oh my god.
कह रहे किससे? इतने हरामी बच्चे में उसका नाम रख दिया स्कूल में, नो बॉल नाम रख दिया। नो बॉल को कॉरिडोर में चला बच्चा, नो बॉल। देखो थोड़े दिन तो हमने मजाक करा। देन वी वर लाइक डूड, ये तो गलत चीज है यार, ऐसे किसी का होता थोड़ा ना नेचुरल। तो हमने कोई नहीं यार, एटलीस्ट विल टेक यू टू डॉक्टर वंस, देखते हैं क्या सीन है। तो हमने क्लास में सबने पैसे इकट्ठे करे, चंदा इकट्ठा करा, अंडर द एज ऑफ घोड़ा चंदा। लेके गया डॉक्टर के पास। डॉक्टर ने चेकअप करा तो बताओ क्या पता चला? एक नहीं 2 ही थे। वो एक हल्का स्पोर्ट्स इंजरी वैसे हल्का सा ऊपर आ गया। तो डॉक्टर का छोटा सा ऑपरेशन होगा, सही हो जाएगा। और इसकी तो ऐसी फटी भाई साहब, ये तो इतने पैनिक में आ गया, कह रहा सर ऐसे दबा के नीचे ले जाओ ना सर। सर ऐसे जा सकता हूँ, ऐसे करके ले जाओ। डॉक्टर कह रहा मैं बैठ के आटा मल रहा हूँ ना। हाँ जो तेरा यहाँ पे लगाया बेलन, आजा बेटा आजा। कह जाओ पापा को लेके ऑपरेशन होगा। भाई साहब इसकी तो फट गई यार, क्योंकि अपने बाप को बताना मुश्किल है ना ये चीज। ये थोड़ा बता देगा कि पापा ऊपर वाले फ्लोर पे शिफ्ट हो गया। पर वी आर वेरी सपोर्टिव, टेंशन मत ले, हम चलेंगे तेरे साथ यार। हमारा मोरल सपोर्ट है तुझे, और हमें कोई समय तो मजे लेने दे यार।
Oh my God.
तो जाकर मेरे पापा को बताया, उसने बड़ी मुश्किल से कहानी सुना के कुछ तो बताया। पापा की तो भाई साहब ऐसी फटी, हमें लगा अंकल का गोटा के मुंह में ही ना आ गया। कि अंकल आप तो अंदर करो, क्या हो गया? कहीं 2 ऑपरेशन ना कराने पड़ जाए। लाइक नॉट लिटरली, फिगरेटिवली। ये अंकल वाज इन सो मच ऑफ शॉक कि मेरे बच्चे का क्या हो गया यार। बट स्टिल अंकल वाज सपोर्टिव कि चलो कोई नहीं है, तो अपनी औलाद की ऑपरेशन तो करानी है। तो डॉक्टर लेके गए। 2-3 दिन बाद डॉक्टर ने ऑपरेशन शुरू करा, और बाहर हम दोस्तों ने सट्टे लगाने शुरू कर दिए। भाई आएगा 1 आएगा नहीं, 1 आएगा 1 आया, सीन है कुछ। आधे घंटे बाद ऑपरेशन कर के डॉक्टर वापस से बाहर आया। तो यहाँ पे ना इसके पापा खड़े थे, और यहाँ पे हम तीनों खड़े थे। Doctor आया. Doctor was like, sir, the operation went absolutely fine. It also looks absolutely fine. Just one small thing, your son has to masturbate once, so that we know he's properly fertile. और ऐसे बोल के डॉक्टर चला गया. जैसे कि उसका बाप और हम रोज ये सब बातें कर रहे हैं.
That's so awkward.
Yeah.
केमिस्ट्री देखनी चाहिए ना यार. तो अंकल ने हमें देखा. हमने अंकल क्या बोले डॉक्टर साहब? डब्बा डब्बा. क्या बोले, क्या मोटर चलानी है क्या? अंकल ने कुछ नहीं, मैं बता के आता हूँ, उसे कुछ बताना है. तो अंकल क्या बता रहे, पीछे पीछे हम भी चले गए, क्योंकि हमें जानना था यार कि ये कॉन्वर्सेशन कैसा है यार. बिकॉज नाउ टेबल्स वर टर्न्ड. अब एक बाप के लिए मुश्किल है ना बच्चों को बताना कि बेटा डमरू बजाने का वक्त आ चुका है. तो मैं गया, पहले गया, मेरे को कह रहा, लेटे लेटे कह रहा भाई बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, मेरी जिंदगी पूरी सी हो गई है. मैं अपने बाप से बात कर जरा, तेरी जिंदगी पर चक्कर भी पूरा हो जाएगा, फिर मोक्ष मिलेगा आज ही. पापा भी भाई बच्चे को कैसे बताए, मुश्किल है ना पापा के लिए बताना बच्चे को. पापा ने कहानियां बनानी शुरू कर दी. कह रहे बेटा देखो,
Oh my God.
यही तो जीवन का सार है. बेटा जीवन क्या है, कोई बेटा बाद में बड़ा होता है,
Oh man.
कोई बेटा पहले बड़ा होता है.
It's so
बेटा
embarrassing.
क्या है, जीवन है जो जीवन और मृत्यु. कह रहा पापा हिलाना है क्या? पापा कह रहे बदतमीज बाप से ऐसे बातें करता है. हाँ वही करना है. तो गए अंदर यार, अंदर गुरा करके आया. अब कुछ नहीं बचा, बाप बेटे में क्या डिफरेंस बचा यार. चेकअप करा तो पता चला फुल फर्टाइल. डॉक्टर खुश, बाप खुश, हम खुश. और हमने स्कूल में फोन मिला दिया
Oh gosh.
कि स्कूल को सजा दो. स्कूल में तो कार्निवल होना चाहिए. भाई आ रहा है 2 गोटे लेकर के. मजाक नहीं, हमने पूरा स्कूल सजवा दिया यार. थीम रखी स्कूल की 2. जैसे हमारे स्कूल में सारे गमले अलग अलग पड़े होते ना, सब गमलों के 2-2 जोड़े बना दिए.
That's so random.
वो असेंबली में घुसा, गाना चलवा दिया. मेरे दोस्त बोल रहा था नहीं कर राम दूजा लगन. क्लास में घुसा, क्लास टीचर ने खुद ब्लैक बोर्ड पर लिख दिया यार, 47 + 1 = 48.
Wow.
Okay, that was funny.
The whole surgery thing took a turn that I was not expecting.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, you know, I come from a Middle Eastern culture, so for us, like talking about anything sexual with our parents is so taboo.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. I can't imagine having that conversation. Oh my God.
GAURAV Kapoor has a very youthful appearance about him. It's interesting because as he's doing this stand-up special, or this stand-up comedy bit, it feels like he's still like, he's not that far removed from that, even though it's probably like 15, 20 years ago that this happened to him as of the recording. The way he tells the story, it's as if it just happened yesterday. To me, that's the mark of a good storyteller, where they're able to like bring you into that world. Like you can really see it. It's very visual, even though it's in another language and we're going off of subtitles alone.
Right.
His enthusiasm, his gesticulation, like everything really brings his story to life in a very, very strong way, to the point that I could see it, to the point that I'm like seeing colors and I'm seeing the building and whatnot.
100%.
Like my own interpretation of it, of course, because I'm using like my own experiences and projecting onto it. I think he did a fantastic job with telling the story. Like I'm not into sex comedy generally speaking. That's not my bag, but no pun intended. but like I thought he did a very, very good job of doing this. I mean, he made me laugh like several times throughout this bit. It was just very relatable, I guess, because of the way kids behave, and it's sort of that innocence of, well, you don't know any better because you only
Right.
know your own body. You don't know beyond that, like what other people are carrying around with them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's funny how they found out. I also agree. I think he's really likable. He's just a really charismatic comedian.
Yeah.
So it was really easy, despite us not knowing the language, like following along and getting his inflections and the comedy of it. I have a funny story, actually. So there was a rumor at my school when I was in middle school.
Do you have a penis?
No.
Okay.
The rumors were not about me.
Just a friend's reference.
Actually, that's a funny reference. But no, so there was this kid in our school who also, there was a rumor that he only had one testicle. His nickname became Uno.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
That's terrible.
Horrible. And you know, when you're kids, you're so mean, you don't like think about the long-term effects that could have on someone. And as an adult, it's horrifying because you're like, oh my gosh, that was so mean. I hope Uno's doing well these days.
It's kind of fascinating that you just said that, because it's interesting that we don't have an etiquette class talking about how if you bully a kid,
Right.
that can have long-lasting impacts for the rest of their life.
100%.
Like growing up, that was never told to me. It was
Yeah.
never told to me, like, if you continue to do this, it will affect them 20 years down the line potentially, so be careful. Like, I'm surprised. It's surprising, like, we need internet etiquette, we need, like, social etiquette, just etiquette in general. We need that as a class globally.
I would 100% sign anyone up for that class.
And also another class talking about how all our body parts are a little different.
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to ask about, because like when he was telling the story initially, I was picturing a piece of paper, but then when he was like kind of flipping it over, it like felt like
guess
maybe
it was
like
like
a model of the
Yes, I don't know, that's weird. Like, when I was
dolls. Maybe that's why they were smashing the dolls together.
I was in Catholic school, and it was just a book.
Yeah, same. Ours was a very non-sexual book.
Oh,
it was just anatomy.
It was awkward. It's just an awkward stage because you're learning about yourself and you're learning
Yeah.
about this thing and you're learning about it from your teacher. Especially in Catholic school, it's super awkward because like sex is just like not talked about in school.
Yeah.
So to broach that topic with a bunch of kids who are like, it's gonna be a bunch of giggles as you
Yeah.
open up the page and see these things for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
Well, it's uncomfortable. You know, it's
Yeah.
like learning something new, and you know it's like something that's not supposed to be talked about. Laughing is a way to, you know, make it more comfortable.
Anyway, the Friends reference I was trying to make earlier was that you just don't know, like when, like, because Joey, you know, had a tailor who would
right.
always
Yes,
like
yeah.
check him.
Right. And move it to the left.
Yeah, and Ross and Chandler were like, no, that's not
How you do
And he
it.
was just so confused, and he had to call his dad and be like, no, that's not how you do, because like you only know what you know when you're ignorance, right? And so
Right.
you're like, I guess that's how that goes. It's very innocent and relatable because like you only know what you know, and the discovery of that all at the same time. The only way I can relate to that is like when it was found out that I had a crush on a girl at school, and then the whole school, like, it blew up, and like, goddamn, like I wasn't popular at school. At Catholic school, it was horrible. And so when someone found out I had a crush on someone, it just didn't go over very well. It was pretty.
Did she say anything?
She threw an orange at my head. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty horrifying. It was pretty traumatic. Like, I was an outcast in Catholic school. It was pretty bad, yeah.
That's like one of those stories where you're saying like 20 years later, like, it affects, you know, the person that's being bullied.
It certainly affected my outlook, my impression of the opposite sex for a while.
Did you
Just
start?
like,
Did you start throwing oranges at girls' heads?
no, it was just like, I don't know. I don't know the ramifications of what that had on me. I just, like, that was trauma is all I know. The awkwardness that he illustrates, like, when the doctor comes out and says, you just has to do this and then it'll be fine. It's just awkward for everybody. We're like, you know, he's acting like he's definitely, what did he say? I don't know what he said. Who knows what he
Yeah.
said? Like, that
That was a funny cover though, like
Yeah.
for them to like not show the, you know, the uncle that they knew what he was talking about. They're like, just play dumb. They're
Yeah.
like, whoa, we're innocent little children. We have no idea what he's talking about.
that's what I would have done.
Oh, I always used to do that. I've pretended to be very innocent.
Yeah, his deadpan facial expressions was
Yeah.
also really good when he
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
great.
he was confused. He's like, it's two, it's normal, and like he thought something was wrong with him, and he just sort of looks like
Yeah, he's like-
he's just sort of contemplating. Wait, like what? And then he's going around asking everybody.
Like you said before, like he has a very young looking face. So
Yeah.
when he does tell like earlier stories, like it is really easy to picture him as a kid, like going through this thing.
Right. The bit at the end was very, very fascinating. I didn't know if they were making fun of his friend or they were celebrating. And I guess it was a celebration because they were
Right.
putting two of everything together.
I thought that was funny.
And it's just interesting when the youth can come together. Like, I heard this story a long time ago. This is anecdotal, but this girl got cancer or something like that. And so she had chemotherapy, and the kids at school were really mean, and they pulled her hair, and all her hair came out, and she was bald, right? And so the kids felt really bad, and they banded together, like, you know what, we're gonna do this together. And everyone in the class shaved their head so that they were all bald
Like in
together.
solidarity?
In solidarity.
That's actually really sweet.
And so she didn't have to go through that alone. It's fascinating when you have that kind of camaraderie together with
Yeah.
kids. I really do think we need etiquette training of some kind.
Yeah, maybe you should invent that.
Yeah. When he first said that he does have two, I thought that maybe he just didn't understand that there's two. Like, I thought that he just didn't understand anatomy very well. To find out that it was an injury of some kind, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrific.
From what I got, he didn't know that there was one that went up.
He didn't know that, no. I just thought he just didn't understand like what 2 looks like.
Well, also, how young was he when he had that injury that he didn't even remember having 2 at any one point?
Who knows? But like sports injuries with young
Yeah.
people, like it happens all the time. I thankfully nothing major like that happened to me, but it immediately reminded me of a girl that I was interested in at one point that I met at 24 Hour Fitness. She used to play soccer. She was on the field or something like that. Something happened where she ran into this girl and she fell on the ground. She looked and her bone was sticking out of her shin or something like that, and she just blacked out. Either that or her leg was inverted. It was something crazy, and I'm like, I almost threw up listening to the story. I was like, what?
I played soccer for many years, and I played with a broken ankle once.
Ugh.
Scored a goal.
Oh, whoa.
I come from a very strong family where it's like you play through your pain. I do not recommend that, by the way. You should definitely stop and go to a doctor, but I did get the goal.
New York Tamara over here.
Yeah.
New York Tamara. But anyway, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. And thank you, GAURAV Kapoor, for allowing us to react to this. It's a brilliant comedy. I look forward to watching more of your stuff.
Yeah.
You guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to GAURAV Kapoor's channel. He's got 590,000 subscribers now. If you like his video, if you like his comedy, do give him a subscribe. Give the original video an upvote. There's a link in the description below, right below this video. Please do that. And after that, subscribe to this channel. Check out other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. And also, Tamara's on the social media, waiting for you.
Yes.
Hanging out there.
Just waiting.
Instagram. Lonely. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Tamara, Dhia.
Peace out.